The last time I made one of these videos, the war in Israel was only in the south of the country. More people are dying now as the Israeli government is targeting Hezbollah, an Islamic terrorist group primarily located in Lebanon, and also the Houthis, a similar group located in Yemen. Both groups are supporting Hamas in their fight against Israel. Reports of a possible invasion of the Cedar Tree country are becoming more common and neither confirmed or denied by the Israeli government. However, in the last few hours, there have been reports of heavy military attacks and advances by the IDF into the Lebanese border. Greece, being one of the closest EU members to this regional conflict, has asked Brussels for financial help in fence building in its border with Turkey, which has millions of refugees, but the EU has flat out said no. There is a migration pact that the EU agreed to earlier this year that will take place. Uh, that the implementation will take place in 2026, and there are now talks of changing that agreement, which might delay or even cancel the deal. So, what will happen to Greece? The good news for Greece in this regard is that even though Brussels said no, there is a growing number of center right and right wing voices that support Greece's request for financial aid in building the border fence. So this no might not, even though it's an initial one, might be turned into a maybe or even a yes. Um, Not only for Greece, but also for Poland, as Belarus is apparently sending a bigger wave of migrants towards its border with Poland. So we'll see what will come of that. The EU is split in this Israeli Palestinian conflict. Some member states are showing support for Palestine and its claims of statehood. A lot of those states are left leaning, while others are supporting Israel's ground response to the October 7th massacre, and those are the right leaning governments. From what I can see, Europe is leaning towards Israel more than it is Palestine, especially with our right wing shift uh, in politics across the continent due to the migration and security crisis. And I wouldn't say an economic standstill, but there isn't major things happening in that department, either up or down. I would say, oh, we could be doing worse, but we're not doing better. Um, our right wing parties often support Israel, so I wouldn't be surprised if the future EU Commission cabinet um, will stand for Israel. Currently, the candidates that the national governments put out, 15 out of 27 are moderate conservatives, and there's a few that are more right leaning. So, yes, I would say that it's a pro Israel commission cabinet. Of course, the EU is also sending out humanitarian aid to Lebanon and Gaza, which I think is fair and right. The worst cost of war is the human one, and most people, and especially the children, being killed and displaced have no direct responsibility to whatever is happening in their home countries. What is also brewing close to the EU border, sort of, is a conflict between Algeria and Mali. Mind you, this disagreement between the two North African countries has been ongoing since January, when the Algiers Agreement, signed by different armed factions within Mali, Algeria, and different countries in the area, and supporting countries of the Mali government, may I say, um, to stop the Mali war back in 2015, um, was nullified. The agreement was nullified. Mali has recently accused Algeria, a country that supported the end of the war and has been working hard, diplomatically speaking, in dealing with the transactional government of Mali towards stability in the region, of harboring terrorists and meddling with the Malian internal affairs. Mali is an interesting country from the Western perspective. If you are following the Ukrainian war, for example, um, because ever since its interim president took over back in 2021, it shifted from having positive relations with France to cutting diplomatic lines with the French to getting much closer to the Kremlin, and the Malian army is even fighting with the Wagner group and receiving great support from Russia military wise. In their internal dispute with other factions within the country. It's very interesting to see what's going on there. Um, Algeria and Russia are also good friends when it comes to international affairs, so it doesn't seem like Moscow is pulling the strings in causing a fight. Um, and I'm a political expert on Nothing Burger, so I won't get much into details of this emerging conflict because I don't have them. I'm just giving you the gist of what's going on in that area. But I do wonder, because this conflict has involved various entities, both regional and international, including France and the European Union and um, Morocco and places like that. Um, I wonder if it could, and most likely will, have implications for the safety levels in the Mediterranean region. It's just something to keep an eye on. I don't see many reports in English about this, but I do see them in French because both Algeria and Mali are francophone countries. Those are my thoughts. Thank you for listening. I miss doing these vocal ramblings online. I do enjoy more writing and reading nowadays, but this was nice. Leave your opinions below. Always interesting to read the responses. I'll chat with you later. However later will that be, I don't know. Bye bye.